Hey guys. Um, Sorry if this picture isn't that good, but I felt like making a video, but my little camera here is out of battery, and I just felt like making it, so I thought I'd use my webcam for once. The picture looks okay. It's slightly pixelated on my screen, but you know it might upload to YouTube and be okay. So I'm just finishing off my lunch. There's only a tiny bit left. I had brown rice, vegetables, and kidney beans. Basic vegan lunch. Hashtag basic vegan, bitch. But yeah. So earlier on in the week, I felt like making a video on binge eating, um, because it came up in the Facebook group, some vegan Facebook group that I'm part of, and some girl asked basically for help and advice with binge eating, because she's experiencing it right now, and I commented and kind of basically told her about my experience and how I dealt with it, and she said that she found my thing really helpful. So I decided to make a video on it because, yeah, binge eating is a complicated, I suppose, eating disorder. It is a type of eating disorder, but and there was a stage in my life, like 1, 2 years, 1 maybe 2 years ago. Well, it went on for a while. Went on for like over a year, for a couple of years. What I did experience binge eating, um, but it was kind of more complicated than that. It was like I would binge eat and then I'd calorie restrict and then I'd binge eat again. So that was it. But I feel like it's a really common thing to do, and even if you're not like a frequent binge eater, I feel like all of us do it from time to time, and you may not like recognize it as binge eating, or sometimes people just throw the word around casually, like, oh, I don't know what was wrong with me, I just kind of went on a binge and I ate all the biscuits. You know, there's a reason behind that. Um, so basically my experience was I used to just, I think out of boredom and because obviously I was calorie restriction as well, that was a big reason why I used to binge eat. I would calories restrict, and sometimes when I was bored, but it was probably more calorie restriction. I hardly eat anything one day. It must be so bad. Like I used to literally have this when I wasn't vegan. I used to literally have like a chicken breast and vegetables for like lunch and dinner. And for breakfast, I'd have porridge, like, and I'd make sure I didn't eat more than 1,500 calories a day or something like that, or sometimes less. Sometimes, well, when it was really bad, I would try and make sure I ate under 1,000 calories a day, or like it was even better if I ate less, like 500 sometimes, whenever it was really bad. But the thing was, like, I never really lost that much weight. There were times, like 1 month, I would maybe lose like 5 pounds or something, and I'd be like, yes, I'm getting my like goal body or whatever. But then, like, after I've restricted for like a week, my body would be so deprived that my brain would just want food, 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 and I just couldn't like resist any longer. So I would have a day where I would binge, and literally, oh, it was so bad. Like, I would eat like everything in the house, that appealed to me, basically biscuits, crisps, cakes. If we went to the shop that day and I had money, I would buy chocolate bars and like popcorn, and oh my god, it was just so crazy. Like, And like the reason why I was eating all that stuff is because in the previous days leading up to it is because my body wasn't getting enough energy. And whenever you see food there's energy dense, like your body and your brain is just like, I need that food, I need energy, I've been craving energy dense foods for days and days and you've deprived me, so like your brain is just like ravenous wanting that food. So that's why had been binge eating. And it's so like, I'm so like ashamed of myself and embarrassed that I couldn't make the connection back then, a year and a half ago. I could not make the connection that the reason why I was binge eating was because I was restricting myself, and the reason why I wasn't losing weight, the reason why I was probably gaining weight, is because of the binge eating. The reason because binge eating is calorie restriction. So if I just stopped restricting my calories, I wouldn't binge eat, and there'd be no issue. So a lot of unnecessary stress was caused. So that's why you should not calorie restrict. So I think there's lots of other reasons behind why people binge eat as well, like out of boredom, like if you have nothing else to do, like food is like some people see it as like an activity kind of thing, like we're all guilty of this. If you're sitting at home, it's a rainy day, you can't go outside, there's nothing to do, turn on the telly, get some food, get some snacks, you know, like when you're watching a movie, you always have to have snacks, so it seems. So boredom can be a big one of binge eating, and watching TV, I suppose. Being in the habit of always having something to eat when watching TV. You could be watching like program after program, and I've done it myself. I'd be like, the program's still on, and I've run out of food. I need to get more food because like, what's the point in watching TV if I don't have food? Like, that's so messed up. It's so silly, but I know loads of people do it. Like, I know lots of people do that because it's just a thing. And I think the biggest factor for binge eating, aside from calorie restriction, is emotional eating. Like we tend to, when we're sad or stressed or angry, turn to food to comfort us, like typical comfort foods like sweets and cakes. Yeah, I've been guilty of doing that as well. So there's lots of factors that can cause binge eating or make it more likely for you to want to binge out on a lot of food. And I think it's really interesting if you think about why we turn to food, why we binge eat when we're upset. Because like technically society and like our parents have raised us. I'm not saying everyone, I'm not saying that it's like your parents' fault or like it's society's fault or whatever that you binge eat, but like from a young age, if a child is like upset, or even if they do something good, you give them food, like, oh, don't be upset, have some sweets, or don't be upset, here's a piece of cake and you're happy again, like, or you've well done, you did really good at school today, here's a chocolate bar, or something like that. Or, you know, if you don't do this, you're not going to get any dessert. So it's kind of like wired into our brains that food equals pleasure, food equals happiness, and if we're not happy, then we automatically grab all of the food, all of the snacks, to try and make ourselves happy. And some, like, food can't fix that. If you're having a really tough time in your life, grabbing 10 bars of chocolate and eating them all at once might make you feel better for an hour that you're eating those, or however quickly you're eating it. It might make you feel better for a little while while you're enjoying those chocolate bars, but it's not going to solve the problem. So yeah, I just think it's interesting that a lot of us associate food with happiness and try and use it to fill like an emotional void. So yeah. So the best advice probably that I could give to avoid binge eating, to stop binge eating, like don't feel like you're alone. It's a very common thing to do. Lots of people binge eat, whether it's from time to time or if it's like a full blown constant thing. A lot of people go through it and you're not on your own. But the best advice I could give you is, number one, make sure you're eating enough during the day, because I know even now, like, I don't binge eat, like maybe once every couple of months if I'm feeling really low, and sometimes it just happens, and then but straight afterwards I'll kind of catch myself and I'll be like, I know why I'm doing this, I'm gonna stop now because I know what I'm doing doesn't make sense and I'm not enjoying my food, I don't need it. So don't calorie restrict, because it will lead to you binging out on something, because your body's really smart, your body's clever, it will make you get that energy somehow. And if your body's even more deprived, then it will ask you to take in more and more calories than it needs, because it will feel like it needs to get as much food now because it thinks that you're going to starve it the next day. So just, so don't calorie restrict. Try and keep yourself busy. Like when you're bored, don't turn to food for boredom. Like there's lots of other things you can do during the day. You must have hobbies, people to talk to. Go out for a walk your dog, go into town, do some shopping, even if it's window shopping. Retail therapy is really good. Talk to a friend, just something to make you happy, make you smile, and you'll soon forget about the food. It's like, because I know that it's hard to break that relationship with food, relying on food for everything, to fix all your problems, to make you feel happy, but you don't need it really. Well, obviously you need food to live, but you need to have a good relationship with food. And lastly, what was the last piece of advice? I think it's gone out of my head, I might have already said it. Okay, yeah, that'll be it. So, just know the difference between being hungry and being bored in terms of eating. Like, people say, if you're hungry, you will eat something healthy, like an apple, or if you're truly hungry, you'll eat something healthy and you won't be picky. But if you're not hungry and you're just bored, then the only things you'll crave is like sweets and chocolate and crap like that. And it's fine to have a treat every now and again, obviously. I'm not saying you should never crave chocolate, you should never eat lots of chocolate, you should never eat lots of sweets, you should never eat a big piece of cake, because you should. Do it. Life is too short to not enjoy good food. But yeah, I hope this video has helped someone out there, even if I've helped one person feel better, or if anyone can take any advice from this, then yeah. So I'm gonna go now, finish this tiny amount of rice and 1 pea and a piece of sweet corn. So yeah, thanks for watching. What was that? But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye bye.